So am I able to?
It's now live.
It's live on my
You can
end.
see.
Yes, yes, it's live on Facebook.
Chat. No,
Shall
that's
go to
my
your page.
side. That is on our page, and then from here we have to be silent. Yes.
Just okay.
So guys, it's 11 o'clock. We are going live. You shall sort out your technical details later. Lorraine, take us to the webinar. Jacqueline, we are going live.
You sure?
Okay, good.
I can't go live. I can't.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Chris Odongo, director at Wild International and a partner at the Sandbox. We are very, very, very excited that you could actually take time this morning to join us for this first Family Bank and Sandbox webinar. If you're listening and if you can hear me, give me a high five on the air, click on a button saying raise your hand, then I can be able to know that you can hear me. If you can type on the chat, you can tell us your name and where you're joining us. Please ensure to select send to panelists and all attendees so that everybody can be able to see you. This is also an opportunity for you as an entrepreneur to begin to introduce yourself, introduce your business, and connect to potential new customers. We are very, very happy to be here. I'm going to invite our key speakers just to greet us, just say hi, how are you, and welcome to the event. So let me invite them just one by one to just say hi. Let me start with Sam Karaoke. Sam Karaoke, just say hi, greet us.
Hi, everyone.
All right, thank you very much. Jacqueline from Family Bank, greetings.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome, and thank you for joining us this morning.
All right. Let's also hear from our other panelists. We'll hear from them a little bit later. But for our attendees, if you're joining us, as I said, I'd like to know that you're here. So if you can raise your hand on the raise hand button, I'll be able to know if you're here, or you can type your name and your company and tell us where you're watching us from. Then we'll be able to then just hear from you. And if you're typing on the chat, please make sure to select all panelists and all attendees. For my panelists, please take note of the chat button. We shall be communicating on the chat button as we run this particular webinar and engage our participants. Hilary Mushiri, just quickly greet us and tell the participants hello.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Hilary Mashir from Trade Finance of Family Bank.
All right, thank you very much, Hilary. Daniel Azenga, greet us.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
Yeah, this is Daniel Azenga from the Family Bank side, in charge of asset financing.
All right, good. Thank you very much. So, ladies and gentlemen, we are also live on Facebook on the Sandbox website. So you can start a watch party and be able to invite your friends to watch. The Sandbox website is facebook.com/sandbox.ke. That has been typed for you right there on your chat. So you can invite your friends to be able to join us there. Post it on WhatsApp, post it on your Facebook page, post it on your Twitter handle, so that we can be able to have more people also joining us. If you are joining us on Facebook, please hit us up on the comment button and let us hear what your opinions are, what your comments are, where you're joining us from. Introduce yourself there also. You can post a link to your Facebook page as well so that other customers or other entrepreneurs can see what you're doing. This is an opportunity for you to be able to connect with new people and to engage. I always try to tell our attendees, when you're in these webinars, the more active you are, the more engaged you are, the easier it is for other people to see you, remember you. And remember, as an entrepreneur, every opportunity is an opportunity for networking. So I'm going to ask our technical coordinator to lower all hands and then to just tell our participants right now, if you want to speak on the air and tell us what your business is, you may raise your hand and our people will unmute you and you can be able to introduce yourself. Every opportunity you have is a networking opportunity. If you can't speak, please type the name of your business, type the website. I can see Joyce Gikunju has typed her website there, bouncebackpod.co.ke. Joyce, it will be very nice for us to hear what you do. And as I said, please make sure to select all panelists and all attendees when you're posting anything on the chat so that we can all be able to see it. The Zoom default is panelists only, but you can always change that to all panelists and attendees and everyone gets to see what you're doing. Eric Omondi, I can see you said you're a country manager for Mega Plus Africa, which is an IT systems integration. So yes, I'd said if you'd like to speak on air, you may raise your hand. I don't know whether these people raising their hands want to speak to us. Grace, Catherine, Joyce, if our coordinator can unmute one at a time, then we can hear their businesses and where they're joining us from. Grace. All right, today we are talking about sales and we are talking about how to be able to develop an effective sales system for your business. Joyce, are you ready to speak? I can see
Yes,
you've unmuted. You may go ahead.
Yes,
Go ahead, Joyce.
My name is Joyce Gikunju and I represent a consulting business known as Bounce Back Consulting. And we are actually based in the same building as you are before COVID. But now that we're under COVID, we pivoted, we're working from home. What do we do? I am into publishing. We're modern day publishers. We're known as indie publishers. And that's the one that puts money back in the pocket of the author, the creative person, as opposed to the traditional method where the person who made money was the publisher. We are also into stage confidence coaching. We have an executive coaching where we coach executive level stage confidence skills where you perfect your speaking skills in front of people. And I'm also the best-selling author of the book Bouncing Back and Thriving. It's a book that is very useful in this season where you learn how to recover from the bumps that you encounter along the way. Thank you.
That's amazing, Joyce. Glad that you joined us. I know you've come for several of our webinars. I'm very happy to see you keep coming back. And for our participants, as I said, every opportunity you have is an opportunity to network. So I'm going to ask our technical team to lower all hands so that then when hands are raised, we'll know that you want to speak on air and then we'll be able to allow you to speak. Thank you very much, Joyce, for that that conversation. And now I'd like to invite our representatives from Family Bank. This webinar is courtesy of Family Bank, and we are very happy to be doing this with them. So allow me to invite, where did she disappear to? Is she still here? Allow me to,
yes, I am.
okay, allow me to invite Jacqueline Carita. I was looking for you to see whether you're muted already. Thank you, Jacqueline.
All right. Thank you so much, Chris. Mine this morning is to say welcome. Thank you so much for joining us, taking your time to register and come and learn more from this session today. At Family Bank, we pride ourselves in wanting to empower, wanting to make sure our SMEs out there have the tools to succeed. So we have such sessions every other week. And so we are glad that this week you decided to join us. We've of course partnered with Sandbox, and we are glad this will be our first session with you, but I know we'll have many more sessions as we continue throughout the year. From Family Bank, I know they had already said hello, but allow me to mention who's with us today. We have our head of SME, that's Python Mutiga, who will be saying something brief before the end of the session. We also have Daniel Lazenga. He said hi earlier. He's the one in charge of our asset financing. And of course, we have Hilary Moshiri, who is from our trade finance. So we'll give each of them at least 1 minute to say something about what they're offering to our SMEs before this session ends today. As I said, we've been having such sessions, with COVID now, we can't have meetings where we meet at a certain venue. So these webinars are what we've been doing. We had one 2 weeks ago, we have this one today, and of course we'll continue. So as we invite you for these sessions, we ask you to continue even referring us to your other friends to join us as we continue doing such sessions. And this morning, I'm quite happy because it's about sales, and we know how it has been. I know most of us are probably struggling, trying to with our sales, but we have an expert here with us. And so we are happy that we are gonna get to learn 1 or 2 things that we can improve or change in our businesses. And so without further ado, let me give it back to you, Chris, so that you can then introduce and welcome our facilitator for this morning. Thank you.
All right, very much. Thank you very much. Let me mention quickly that the Sandbox is a home of many experts, and within the Sandbox, you can get all these experts under one roof, including sales, strategy, marketing, HR, customer service, PR, branding. We are a one-stop shop for SME support, and we are very happy to be partnering with Family Bank on being able to bring you knowledge, being able to bring you tools, being able to bring you ideas on how you can be able to grow your business. Today, we are talking about sales. And before we continue into the deep conversation about sales, I have a question for you, and I'm going to ask our technical team to bring it up on the poll. And I want you guys to respond to this particular poll question. I'm not going to give it away before it comes, so let's wait for it. All right, and there you are. We are asking you, how are you trying to address your sales challenges currently? How are you trying to address your sales challenges? If you have an answer, please click it over there on the poll. Choose one of those answers. How are you trying to address your sales challenges? Click on that poll so that we can be able to have a conversation about this. Okay. All right. If you're, please click there. How are you trying to address your sales challenges? What are some of the things you're doing to address your sales challenges? If you're joining us on Facebook Live, you may be able to type your answer on the comment box. Type your answer on the comment box, and we'll be able to engage right there on the Facebook page. If you're joining us on Facebook Live, type your answer on the comment box, and we'll be able to engage with that there. The question is, what are you currently doing to address your sales challenges? What are you currently doing to address your sales challenges? We have so far about 20 people who have responded. We are going to keep waiting. As we wait for people to respond, if you have already responded, please feel free to introduce your business on the chat. Tell us on the chat what business you are in, where you're joining us from, and also you can tell us on the chat what are your current sales challenges. You can also tell us on the chat what are your current sales challenges. I know you've already responded on the poll to what you're currently doing to address sales, and that's a good conversation we're going to have with our presenter. But on the chat, I'd like you to introduce your business, tell us where you're joining us from. That's an opportunity for you to do some marketing, but you may also tell us what your current sales challenges are. Remember what I said, whenever you come into such a forum as an entrepreneur, it's an opportunity for you to be able to tell people what you're doing. And you never know, you may be able to make a new connection, or you may be able to market your business. Every single time, every single touch point that you have with your consumers or with your potential customers is useful. A report that I was reading last night said that in today's world, before a consumer makes a purchase, they'll have evaluated or they will need to have heard about your product at least 4 times. All right, so be encouraged. Yeah, Joyce Gikunju says, people are seeing value, but they're dragging their feet to pay. It's a sales challenge. Yeah. We have somebody joining us from Marytown. Very happy for that. Remember what I said, when you're typing your comments in the comments button, please do so please make sure to select all panelists and all attendees. If you have questions, please put them in the Q&A button. If you have questions, please put them in the Q&A button. All right, so I think we have up to 25 or so polls responded, and I am going to now officially invite Sam Karaoke. Sam Karaoke, if you're ready, you may unmute yourself, share your screen. I'm going to invite Sam Karaoke, and I'm going to invite all our other panelists to mute and hide their videos so that Sam can talk to us and take us through his presentation today. What you're seeing now on your screen is Sam's presentation and the poll results. A lot of us are saying we want to sell more online. Some of us are engaging in sales promotion. Very few of us are hiring more salespeople. This is very, very insightful, and I'm sure Sam is going to talk to us about it. Sam, over to you.
Thank you very much, Jacqueline from Family Bank and everyone in Family Bank. I want also to thank you, Chris, for giving us this for the introduction, and even for giving us this opportunity to be here to meet the entrepreneurs and have a conversation about sales and how we can improve our sales. My presentation today will be around adapting our sales approaches to the situation that we are experiencing in the market today. My background is sales, and that's what I have been doing for many years. Actually, I went into sales consulting at the height of post-election violence, and there was quite a lot of challenges businesses facing, that businesses were facing at that time, and we worked with them around that time, and many of them pulled through. And that gives me the confidence to say that even during this difficult time, businesses will pull through, and even post this time, many businesses even will grow and thrive. So I'm that confident, I'm that optimistic about that. In Growth Partners here at Sandbox, we help businesses improve their sales and improve their sales performance we help development of organizations, sales organization. We help in development and execution of sales maximization strategies. We train and coach sales people and sales managers, as well as business owners. And we help also in recruitment of sales people. So I want to share with you, I'm an author of that book, The Guy Who Fired His Boss, which is available in various places, various bookshops, or also you can get it from us. But I want to start by sharing the experiences that we have seen so far with the clients and organizations that we have been working with when it comes to sales. And we are seeing that people are buying less. And when they are buying less, either they are spending less or they are buying less frequently. So many of the organizations and clients that we have worked with, these are challenges that they are seeing in the environment today, in today's situation that we are all going through. People are struggling with accessing customers. More and more of people, even the ones who are here, are working from home. And if there is a salesperson or a business trying to access you, they knew where they were to get you before COVID, but now they are here and you are at home, so they don't know how to be able to access you. So that is become a challenge. And that means also that even when I get you, or when a salesperson or a business gets in touch with you, you are unlikely to be available for face-to-face presentation or engagement in what it is they are offering. And therefore, selling in platforms like the one we are using for this webinar is becoming more common. And it's a challenge for many businesses because this is not how we have been doing it. And probably even most of our products are best felt when they are presented live rather than on digital platforms. So that is an experience that many people are experiencing. We have had people saying that if there are more than one decision makers that are involved in buying, these decision makers are not working from the same place. They are not engaging in an office in many instances, and that is also causing certain challenges to businesses. Customers tend to ask for lower prices, of course, either because it's true their sales have gone down, or because they tend to think because the environment and the buying and the business situation is challenged, so prices needs to go lower. And of course, there are fewer sellers in the market, which this could be a challenge, but in many cases is an opportunity because fewer and fewer people are selling. So if you are out selling, whether digitally or face-to-face, probably you have far much more access to customers than you had previously. And this has all those impacts in sales. So you will find many of you are here because you are getting fewer orders. The transactions you are having, if you are running even if it's a supermarket, you will find the number of transactions you will have are far much less than you had previously. You have fewer customers walking in, you have fewer customers probably calling to place orders. And even those who are buying, the average size of a transaction has gone lower. I was talking to a client that I have in the retail world, and they're saying an average customer would spend about 1,020 shillings per transaction. And that has gone down to around 460 shillings. So the average size of a transaction has gone down. Deals are taking longer to close, of course, because probably the decision makers are not in one place and they are not accessing each other as often as they used to, and because also of many other aspects of working that have come in, it's taking longer and longer for decisions to close. So deals are taking longer to materialize. We have, because of the issue of pricing, so the margin per sale also is going lower because people are asking for more discounts, asking for more lower prices. So all this is happening, and this is an impact. And this could be a challenge, but as well, this could be an opportunity. And that's why we are saying there are good news out there. So some of the people that I have been working with during this period, this is some of the things that they are saying they have experienced, which is positive in that the competition is far much less. if you have salespeople, there are fewer salespeople out there. So there are fewer people out there who are selling. So you will find there are fewer people out there who are selling, so the competition is less. So if you have access to a customer, probably you have more likelihood to sell. So that is something that a number of businesses we are working with are finding to be good. So there are newer markets that are opening up, and this is good for many. I have had clients who have said they have been able to access customers they could not have access, but thanks to COVID, their customers are opening up, and probably even opportunities to sell are increasing. We have had people who have been able to get into all the markets that they have been trying to get into, and it was always very challenging. But thanks to the new situation, they are finding ease of getting in there, and that is good. You will find if you have been struggling and you are out there trying to do it, you will excel. Of course, there are many who have been able to create new value and to be more innovative and to offer better solutions that probably then the customers were not willing to take previously. But right now, they are very open to innovation. So if you look into your capabilities and your capacity to innovate, if you become more innovative right now, many of those who have done that, they're seeing something great. And all this is good. But of course, I know many of us are here not because of this good news. We are here because of the challenges that we are experiencing. And the question that we have is, how can we pull through? How can we adapt? And how can we thrive even in this period? And as I was preparing this presentation, I thought of sharing 5 lessons that I learned from someone that mentored me early on into business. I won't tell you his name, but he started out as a hawker. And when I was a hawker, because I have worked there, I learned a number of lessons from him. And these lessons, I found them very valuable, even to businesses, even today, regardless of where you are. These are the lessons I'll be sharing. The first lesson that I learned from this gentleman is that do not fight the changing environment. And second thing he told me, do not surrender to it. But what you need to do is to adjust to it. Average people, when this has happened, is either trying to fight around the environment and see what it is they can change and how they can change it and make many changes. There are those who are doing that. But majority of us as entrepreneurs, we tend to want to surrender and to wait and hope that this will go away. And once it goes away, I'll be able to go back to what I used to do. Unfortunately, probably that is not what is going to happen. And what this gentleman told me is that you need to adjust quickly. I remember one time where we were operating in this as hawkers. The local authorities asked us to move and go and operate from a different place. And there were those who called for demonstrations against that. There are others who closed. But I remember this gentleman telling me, we need to go and get the very best place from where they are asking us to move. And we will go there and we will thrive. And for sure, when we moved there, finally, many were fighting, many gave up. When finally people gave in and they moved to where we were, this gentleman had already set up the very best place. He had selected the best place, and he was ready to continue and thrive. And this is a lesson that I would ask all of us to adopt, not just in sales, but in every aspect of business. We need to think how we can adjust quickly.
And that is what we say we need to be agile. We need to even look in this situation and anticipate the tide and see that we are ready for it and jump. And when things are really not working out as we are, many people will take all these two alternatives of fighting or of giving up. But those who are going to emerge out of this well are those who are going to adjust very quickly and be able to make many changes that they need to do in how they sell. And those are some of the changes that I will be talking about moving on. This gentleman told me that every day is a selling day. Every day is a selling day. I know when we have had the situation that is hit us, many businesses, I know initially we closed shop and we went home and we hoped that this is a passing cloud that will be here for a short while, but 4 months down the line is here and probably it will be here for a little longer. And there are those who think probably there are times to sell and there are times not to sell. What I would say based on this lesson is that we need not to stop selling. We need to be very active selling. Let's remember that business is all about selling. Actually, any time you have heard someone saying that business is not good, they could as well say sales are not good. So we need to get out and sell, and every day is a selling day. I remember this person telling me, you don't put your wares and wait for people to come. You have to be very active. Selling is active. Selling is not passive. So even whether we are going online and putting our products on digital, whether we are opening our shops, whether it's the restaurants that we are running, we need to be very active. So selling is not passive, it's active. This gentleman used to tell me that at the end of the day, you are not worthy going back home and sleeping if you have not sold. So you need to ensure that there's a lot of selling. So my challenge to us to adapt to this situation is to be active, is to keep on trying to sell. When it works, it's great. If it doesn't work, we should not be discouraged. We should take a lesson out of it and ask ourselves, what is it that we can change in our approach? Is it how we are prospecting? Is it how we are placing our sales? We need to keep on asking that question. For example, I have seen people who will put probably a promotion on the digital platforms and they don't get the results they want and they give up and they stop trying. So what you need to do is to ask yourself, why is it not working and what changes can be made? So we need to be very active in selling. And I have seen many businesses being very passive even around this time. And this probably comes out of the mindset that people are not buying. Around this time, I've been working with many businesses and I have seen them selling. I've actually seen people probably selling, not necessarily even in the world where you'd say they're selling essential services, who are selling. So you need to be active. I know there's limitation on how much you can call, or how much you can knock doors, but whatever way you do it, you need to be active. The third lesson I learned from this gentleman is that go where the customers are. And probably this you see it with many hawkers. We tend to imagine that our market is where we have opened shop. If I am in the baby clothes business, probably I'll think the market is at Biashara Street. Or if I sell spare parts, I will think I have to be on Kirinyaga Road. Or if I'm selling cereals, I need to be in Yamakema. That's where the market is. No, this gentleman told me, no, it's not where your shop is. It's not where you are displaying your wares. That is not the market. The market is where the customers are. And what you need to do is you need to go to the customers. You need to go where they are. And I'm happy to see out of the poll that majority of us are trying to go online because we think and we have come to appreciate that there is a lot of the customers have probably moved. Many of them have moved online to do their shopping there. But we need to go beyond that. Even online, we need to remember that online has many lines, has many places that are selling is happening. We need to go there. And this gentleman told me, if you cannot take your wares to the customers, then you better go and get them to and bring them to your shop. So even as we are going online, we need to be very clear what it is we are doing. We could be going to get them to buy our wares because they are there, but we may need to go there and also see how we can drive them and hold their hands and bring them where our shop is. So this is a very important lesson. And many of us tend to sit back and wait and hope that customers are going to come to us. No, this is a very important lesson. And tied to what I said, selling is active. We need to be actively going and chasing the customers. This gentleman kept on telling me we need to go and see where they are. If they move to a certain junction, that is the junction you go selling. If they change and they take a different route, you need to move. And many of us sometimes are not moving with our customers. We take too long to adjust to the changes that the customers are making. So you need to ask, where is your market? Where has it moved? And how you're going to move to them. The fourth lesson that he taught me, and I found this very valuable, is that the easiest customer to sell to is the one who has previously bought from you. And recently, I was working with a certain client, and just like all of us, our business has not been very good. And one of the things that we were doing is looking at the number of customers they have had since they opened shop. And we noticed that they have serviced up to 7,000 clients. But in the last 1 month, only they have sold to around 50. And we said, those customers who bought from us, what are we doing? Are we going back to them? These are the best people. We need to go back to them. And remember that people who stop buying from us, they will not stop buying from us because our service, a majority of those who stop buying from us, it's not because they stopped, we treated them badly. It's not that they bad service from us. Most of them will stop buying from us, not even because of COVID. They will stop buying from us because we ignored them. We got tired of them. We forgot them. We stopped going back to them. We stopped going back to them to offer our products and our services to them. So we need to go back and re-engage our customers. This gentleman, when we were doing this hawking business, there were no mobile phones, but he had figured out how to know even who are the friends of his customers. And if one customer came, he had to ask them about another. And he would tell them, I'm sending my greetings to so-and-so. Go and tell them I miss them. Go and tell them they come back. And I have seen him because over time he has grown from where we used to operate, and he has built a big empire around here in Nairobi. And he moved from the village and came here actually at the height of post-election violence. He has always, his phone has been with his clients, sending messages. I have seen him organizing parties. Well, he has staff parties at the end of the year, but he has end of year customer parties. He has always sent messages to them. Anytime he has a new thing for them, he is always engaging them. And you will grow if you will engage your customer. And this is the time that we need to appreciate that our best asset is the customer that we have previously sold to. If you were to sell your business, probably, and I was to buy it, I would be very keen to see the customers that you have serviced. And those are the ones that I would want to get to. And many of us imagine because probably our product is a one-off product or one-off service. If we sell to them once, we are done with them. No, whether that is it, you need to go back to them. And when you keep on going back to them, they have friends whom they can recommend you to. They can refer your business and they can refer your services to. So be there, engage them, look out for tools, and there are many tools right now, digital tools to engage our customers. Even when they are home and we cannot get to them, emails will get to them, SMSs will get to them, WhatsApp messages will get to them. Get to them and talk to them. And not necessarily that you're even, as in sales, we imagine that the only message you can get in front of the customer is to ask them, what are you going to buy? Are you ready to buy? No. Get back to them and offer value to them, and not keep on investing in them. We talk about investing in our customers emotionally. Do that by offering ideas to them. Think of customers that you can refer to them. Refer these customers to them and recommend their services to those you are servicing. Think of how you can even partner with them and help them. I remember a certain case of this business, or rather landlord, who people were saying, as you can see with the case of COVID, business is bad, we are going to move out, we are going to close. And I remember this landlord going to his tenants and say, can I talk to you and recommend? Probably if we talk to someone who can help you sell more, you will be able to sell and you will be able even to generate rent to pay. And I thought this is an amazing landlord. It's not just offering them, telling them stay for free, but he's saying, I can work with someone who can help your business grow so that you can pay. This is someone who is very keen on how they can help their tenants who are their customers. So what can you do? That is a question I would pose to you on what value you can give to your customers. And if you have questions around this, we can engage here, or we can engage even in other platform offline and see what it is that you can do to add value to your customers so that you can get the most out of them. But this gentleman always told me, don't be like all the other hawkers who keep on thinking probably the other prospect is always better. He told me that the prettiest prospect is the one who you are interacting with at that time. And you need to give them the best, the highest of your attention. And you need to get the most out of them. You need to get them to buy. You need to impress them. You need to wow them. You need to educate them. Actually, he told me customer prospects or even customers do not necessarily know what they want. What you need to do sometimes is to educate them to the point to want what it is that you are selling. So be there, be the very best you can be in front of them. He told me whether they buy or not, be memorable to them. Let them remember you, because as I have learned over time, people don't buy when you are ready to sell. They buy when they are ready to buy. And when they are ready to buy, they will either buy from the person or the seller who they last talked to, or the one that is most, the one who is top of their minds. And that is a lesson to all of us. The people we are engaging now, there are people who are walking to our shops. There are people who are inquiring via phone. There are people who are inquiring via email. There are people who are coming to our website. Let us be memorable to them so that when they are ready to buy, they may not necessarily buy even now during COVID. They might be ready to buy after COVID, or a few months or weeks after now. Let them, when they are ready to buy, they will come to you. So do not ignore or do not take for granted those who are in front of you to buy, and you think you cannot amaze them. Yeah, so those people who are engaging us, those who are contacting us, those who are calling us, we need to be sure that we can always get back to them. We need to get back to them. I am shocked of how many people who get inquiries and we lose. Even when we are taking our business digitally, one of the things that you need to do, those who inquire from us, can we get their contacts so that we can get back to them, not necessarily because of that what they acquired. But in future, their needs are not going to end. They will still need something else from you. How do you get their contacts? Do you get their details? And my challenge to you today is, when you go back to your organization, ask yourself, how can I ensure that I'm collecting all the contact details of the people that are coming into my shop, of people who are calling us, of people who are emailing us. I want to get all those contacts. I want them in one place so that I can get back to them. I can get back to them, not just because they bought, or not because even I will get back to them and try to persuade them to buy what they bought, but I want to engage them. And you will find all these mega organizations that we are dealing with online. They are busy collecting our data, and that data is valuable to them. And even for us, our data, the data that we get from our customer can be very valuable to us, including a simple question is, I know you didn't buy from us. Why didn't you buy from us? And what can we do next time so that you can buy from us? So those are 5 lessons that are very valuable, and I believe they can help us to be more agile and respond better with our sales around this time. Thank you. I would be happy to take any questions that we have. Chris.
All right, thank you very much. Our panel, thank you very much, Sam Karaoke. For our attendees who are here, I hope you are learning certain things. We are receiving questions now. Please put them on the Q&A button. Sam, you may stop sharing your screen. So participants, please put your questions in the Q&A button. And for the rest of us, if you may also put your comments, you may also put your comments on the chat button. What are you learning? What are some of the things that you're picking up as lessons? We really appreciate that. So are there questions in the Q&A? Are there comments? If you'd like to speak online, you may also raise your hand and we'll allow you to speak online. Okay, are there any comments from our participants or questions? All right, there's one question, Chair. Okay, there's a comment from Joyce. The presentation was on point. Awesome, thank you, Joyce. Other questions in the Q&A or comments? If you want to speak online also, I'm inviting you to raise your hand and our team members will allow you to be able to speak online. We are very happy with this webinar today. Sam, those tips are amazing. Thank you very much. I liked particularly the one where you said, if you've already sold to a customer, go back and talk to that customer. Sometimes we're in the habit of running off to new customers, forgetting the ones that we already have. So I like that very much. And I also liked pay attention to the customer who you have right in front of you. Don't so much worry about the others who are out there. Just take time with the one who you have right in front of you. And guess what? We have 32 potential customers right in front of us, and we want to pay attention to them, want to listen to them. John Mukora is asking, how do we engage our customers? How do we get customers online, even within Nairobi? Sam, do you want to take up that one? How do we engage our customers? How do we get many customers online in Nairobi? As Sam, you take that one up, let me invite our other panelists to be ready. Hilary, Daniel, and Python, please be ready for us to be able to engage with you.
Sorry, Chris, could you elaborate on is the question clear? You can come up again. How can I engage my
customers online? How can I engage my customers online?
One of the ways of engaging customers online, and I know many of us get fatigued when we get a lot of promos kept on being sent to us. I remember there's this person who went in and was in a WhatsApp group, because I see some people, they form WhatsApp groups and for all their customers, and all they keep on posting their promotion of their products. What we say, and this is something that I would want you to learn, is that when you ask someone to sell, to buy from you, you are withdrawing, you're asking them to withdraw, or you are withdrawing from their, what we call emotional bank account. So this is my message. This is my recommendation. When you're engaging customers with messaging, for every ask for them to buy, there need to be at least 5 value messages to them that are all about them rather than about you. So the first thing that is we need to be very clear on that. And I tell people, even when you go for even networking event, even like the one that we have here, many times our mindset is how can I get them to hear what it is I have, and then ask them to take what it is I'm promoting or what it is that I offer. My challenge has always been when you go there with this mindset. How can I be of value to this person? And then if I invest by asking, how can I be of value to you? Then over time you can ask them, how can I be of value to you? Or rather, how can you buy my product? So that needs to be clear. But the other thing that we need to do is to set aside time that it's very clear that we are setting aside time to engage our customers. Whether it's with marketing messages or whether it's with those educational or value messages that you can share with them. When it comes to tools, email, we can use email. Email is still, I know many people tend to imagine email is dead, that it has been overtaken by all these tools. This is my lesson in sales. When people tend to move more and more to digital tools, the older tools become more effective because fewer people are using them. When everyone was talking about email, sales emails being powerful, I found sales letters handwritten in an envelope and delivered more powerful. When people have moved to social media, email has become even more powerful. It's the same thing I've seen even with platforms. The more people are moving to newer platforms, trying to do whatever it is they're doing to sell their wares, the older platforms become even more effective. So because there's less noise there. So that is, so I would ask you to think about that. When people have thought probably WhatsApp is powerful, maybe SMS could be the king. So that is,
Sam,
yeah. Yes.
There's a very interesting question here. Somebody, David Miner, is asking, how do I ensure that my customer maintains a relationship with the company and cannot divert the sales to my competitors when my salesperson is leaving?
A very common question in sales. This is what happens. We invest a lot in salespeople to go out and get customers. But as a business, we have never thought about, many businesses never think about how they, as a business, can engage the customer. So that is a challenge that many of us need to do. So as a business, we need to become very strategic in how we engage our customers, not necessarily, I know it's important that the salesperson has that relationship, but the relationship needs to go beyond that. I am surprised when a salesperson goes on leave. I've seen, for example, like the question, I've seen a similar situation with an organization whereby the salesperson was doing what David is asking about a lot, but the business was scared of letting go of that salesperson because they feared if this salesperson left, we don't even know where these customers are. And that was a challenge because the business doesn't seem to want to know their customers. So what I say is that you need to systemize. Well, it's important to have personalized relationship, but we need to systemize relationships. And we need to have multiple people in the organization who are engaging the customers. I know end-to-end is beautiful, but probably you want more than one person to be engaged the customer. And then as a business, you want to offer great value. And if you offer great value, I find customers moving with the salesperson is hard. I have seen, particularly in the world of recruiting salespeople, someone saying that if I hire a great salesperson, they will bring me business from their former employer. If the employer was great, believe me, you're not going to get those customers. And customers are not necessarily going to move so easily unless you really neglected that relationship at a business level. I don't know whether that answers the question.
Yeah, so I think it does begin to answer the question. I would also like to add my voice and say you need to build the brand of the company and you need to build the relationship with the customer so that the customer has a relationship with the company. And the mechanics are, one, enhance the brand. Anytime the salesperson is going there, they should be branded, they should be looking like they're representing the company. Collect the personal information of the customer. Ensure that customers are recording that information about who they are working with. I mean, the customer is recording the information about who they are, where they are located, what their telephone number is with the company, so that if the salesperson moves, this information is left with the company. Also, you can give the salesperson communication devices that belong to the company. So for example, give the salesperson an email, give the salesperson a telephone number, give the salesperson a company car. That way, the day the salesperson leaves, they leave the company with those collateral, and therefore then the customer has a proxy for interacting with the employee. But for now, I'd like to invite the Family Bank people, starting with
Okay, Chris,
Daniel. Yes?
we have a poll.
We have a poll, okay. All right.
Poll, which can come in
Okay.
at this point. We see what people are doing
Okay.
in response to the situation they are finding themselves in.
Okay. All right. All right. Let's see the poll. All right, guys. What will help your sales in this time? So guys, what will help your sales at this time? What will help your sales at this time? Let me hear what will help your sales at this time. You can be able to respond to the poll, or you can be able to type your chat out there. All right, so if you have answered the poll, may you please also just tell us on the comment, to just tell us in the comment box what you're learning. Okay, yeah, tell us in the comment box what are some of the things you're learning. We have more than 25 people who have responded to the poll now. So if you're responding to the poll, please tell us what you're learning from us, from this particular conference. As we do that, let me invite Daniel Azenga to talk to us a little bit about their products at Family Bank. Daniel Azenga, if you're able to unmute yourself, by Hillary and then Python. Daniel Azenga.
Thank you, Chris. And thank you, Sam, for that insightful training. I think I've actually picked up a lot myself. Yeah. So what I would start by saying, I think that training is very insightful in terms of how people should go ahead and do the selling.
Daniel, we lost you.
Our SME, specifically when let me speak about asset financing.
Okay.
We've signed up quite a number of partnerships with different dealers within the country. And I think these are some of the things that are going to bring value to our customers. We've realized that our customers are having challenges, for example, the initial deposit that they require when they're acquiring an asset. We've also realized our customers, given the current trends, might not have the immediate cash flow to pay for these facilities once they take them up from the bank. So we've structured quite a number of tailor-made asset financing solutions for our customers that I think will bring a lot of value. Just to name, we're working with Mitsubishi, or rather Simba Corp, also working with Toyota Kenya, and most recently working with Isuzu Kenya. So these are the main players when it comes to people who do commercial vehicles. So we have a very attractive and tailor-made proposition for our clients, and I believe that this would be able to enable them to spur their businesses, whatever they might have stalled due to the current situation. We're here to support. We're here to support in terms of any asset finance requirement that the customer might need, or any advisory in terms of asset financing.
Okay.
We'll be able to just engage the customer. What I'll do probably is also I'll drop my email and also my number on the chat section,
Okay.
so that in case anybody has any follow-up questions in terms of asset financing, then we can be able to pick it up outside the meeting and see what we can be able to do. Thank you.
All right. Okay, thank you very much. Lorraine, sorry, our Sandbox support team tells me that we are ready with the poll results. So I'm going to ask Lorraine to project our poll results so that then we can just see, what is helping people sell in this time is adopting new ways of selling. That's the highest, improving what you have always done, selling to the same market, targeting new markets. Yeah, so you can see, ladies and gentlemen, some of the activities and some of the initiatives that are working. They are adopting new ways of selling. And yes, online is one of the biggest ways to adopt, but Sam has also shared with us 5 tips that you can be able to use in new ways of selling. So let me invite Hilary Mushiri to talk to us about their products at the Family Bank. In the meantime, our participants, please, you may type on the chat some of the feedback that you have for us in terms of what you're learning. Hilary Mushiri, when you're ready, please go ahead.
All right, good afternoon, everyone. I'm in trade finance space. Today, I would like to talk about what we have in trade finance or Family Bank briefly. I'll give more details if required after the session. I'll leave my email and my contacts. So if you are an importer, if you are an exporter, or if you are a contractor, please talk to us because we have very specific solutions for you as an importer or an exporter. You may not need to go for a long-term loan that will be on your back forever. We have a very good solution for importers and exporters. For example, we have import duty financing specifically for duty, just to mention. For contractors, we have a very good package for you when you use your contract financing. I know one of the pain areas in that area is the issue of security or collateral. The Family Bank is very, very flexible in terms of the security we ask for because we understand the nature of your business. So you will find it very unique dealing with us. Our TAT is also the best in the market in this area. So try us if you are a contractor. As well as in oil business, please feel free to talk to us. We have a very good package for the oil marketers, both importers and exporters. And in this environment, we have a very good partnership with KEMSA. So if you have an IPO to supply to KEMSA or you've already supplied, you need financing, we have a special package for COVID-19 suppliers. KEMSA.
Okay.
So anything else, feel free to talk to me. I'll leave my contact. Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much, Hilary. You've had participants. Hilary has a special package. If you're providing COVID-19 supplies, he can be able to finance your working capital. He has an arrangement. And you also had earlier Mr. Zenga present and say that they have amazing arrangements with asset finance if you want to be able to purchase a vehicle during this time. And ladies and gentlemen, as we are drawing to the end of our webinar, we have posted our feedback form on the link. Please make sure to give us your feedback as you leave the webinar. Please make sure you give us your feedback as you leave the webinar. We'd really like to hear from you. Also, just type in your comments. Please type on the comment some of the lessons you are learning. I can see some of us have said already that they've learned how to adjust with the current environment. They've appreciated the lesson that they've learned here today. Thank you very much for joining us. I know some of you wanted to drop off at 12 sharp. So we are going to be on the air for another 6 minutes. If you'd like to leave, you're free to do so. But we are going to be able to hear from Python, and we're going to hear closing remarks from Sam Karaoke and Jacqueline. And then we'll be able to take some of the other questions that have remained in the Q&A. So we shall be able to do that towards the end of the webinar, but we do respect your time, and we are happy to have had you in the webinar. We are happy to have had you talk to us and engage with us. And we are hoping that we shall see you in 2 weeks' time. Right now, allow me to invite Python Mutiga to talk to us a little bit about some of the products that he has for us at Family Bank. Python. Python, you'll have to unmute yourself.
Thank you. Good afternoon.
There you go, Python. Now we can hear you.
Thank you, Chris, and thank you, Sam. That was a very good session, and I think all of us have learned a lot, especially on the sales and development. And I think, Sam, that talk really gave you a good lecture, maybe more than what you learned in school. I would like to say that as a bank, would like to continue with these engagements. Would like to continue engaging in other topics, Chris and Sam. We'd also like to go deeper and now talk per sector. Remember, the sales environment is not the same for all the sectors. Someone may be in health education, telecommunication, traders, others are in oil and gas, petroleum. So we'd like to, as we go forward, because as a bank, we have sectors in terms of SME. We have people dealing with asset financing, as Azenga was saying, others dealing with in health sector. And we believe as we continue with these general topics, in future we dig down now to specific areas that we need to come down and support our customers with that. These I'm talking to about for our existing customers and for our prospective customers. As Sam said, I think the best people to sell to is the existing customers, as we also look for new customers. I believe there are also customers here with us, and they have enjoyed this topic, and they would like us to continue with them. More so, I'd also encourage them to come and visit us. I've put my email on the chat and my name and email. I would like them to come to us and talk to us on matters financial as we continue engaging with them in case they have any challenges that they feel the bank can come in and assist them. Whether you are an existing borrower, you want some restructuring, whether you are a new client, you want some financing. In all those sectors that Azenga Hilary mentioned and any other business that you have, we are open for you. So I would just like to appreciate everyone who participated in this, especially all the customers who are there. Your presence, Chris and Sam, and also to encourage that you should be having this more often, as I said earlier, and so that as we go on, we can be able to be engaging the customers regularly. We used to do this before COVID. We used to have workshops, the business club. We used to have some trips with customers, even to overseas countries for benchmarking. But now, as you say, the environment has changed. We have now to change also and try to do things differently. So thank you so much, and wishing to see you. Is it next week or next 2 weeks?
2 weeks from now. 2 weeks
Very
from
good. Thank
now.
you so much. Asante.
All right. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for those comments, Python. We really appreciate the opportunity to continue working with Credit Bank, with Family Bank. For our participants, we are back here in 2 weeks, and we are continuing to be able to engage with you, and we are going to have online experiences that can be able to help you to build your business. Family Bank remains committed to seeing your business grow, and you've heard of all the amazing things that they have for you. They have asset finance, and they're able to finance even your working capital if you're supplying COVID. They have a special package for that. Sam Karaoke, somebody is asking for your contacts, so if you can please paste them there on the chat so that you can be able to see. If you'd like to connect with Sam Karaoke, you may do so that he can be able to assess your business on a one-on-one basis and help you to be able to move forward. For now, allow me to invite Jacqueline Karaoke to be able to give us her closing remarks.
Thank you, Chris. Before I close, I just wanted to reiterate that there's that link for our feedback. We really value the customers' feedback. We want to know what else they would want us to offer in this session. So kindly, it's just a minute. Click on the link and answer those about 3-4 questions so that we can be better. We can have better sessions for you. Again, on behalf of Family Bank, I would like to say thank you to our customers for joining us today. It's already afternoon. We thank you for being with us throughout the entire session. We appreciate you. To Sam Karaoke, thank you for that wonderful session. It was great. I've also learned a lot. I like what you talked about. The prettiest prospect is the one in front of you. And I think also, Chris, you mentioned there was that question of how, if a salesperson goes, how can I make sure that that salesperson doesn't go with that customer? And you talked about branding. You know, when you have a brand, whether that salesperson goes or not, the customer will remain with you. And that's actually one of the sessions we'll be having soon in August. So I look forward to also seeing many people here joining us on that session for branding. Chris, thank you for being a great moderator. We appreciate that from the Sandbox team. I thank you again. And we hope, like I said, in 2 weeks, we'll have another session. So our dear esteemed customers, invite your friends, join us again. We'll send you emails, we'll send you SMSs to register with the link. And we're really looking forward you also giving us, contacting us, Daniel, Hillary, head of SME, Python Mutiga, they've all put their contacts there. Feel free to engage us one-on-one. If there's anything specific that you would like Family Bank to do for you, we will be glad and to do that for you. Again, thank you. Because of time, allow me to stop there. But really, we are grateful for you joining us today. Thank you, Chris.
All right. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, again, thank you very much for having joined us in this webinar. We are going to remain on the line for the next 5 minutes, and we have a couple of questions that we are going to field. As I had said, we do respect your time. If you needed to be able to attend to something else, please feel free to continue to that. Otherwise, take this as when we had a physical webinar and we finished, people are walking out, people are greeting each other, people are saying hi. So that's exactly what we're doing right now. So obviously also if you're on the what is it called? If you are on the chat there and you'd like to speak, you may raise your hand and we'll be able to speak to you. But for now, let me invite Sam Karaoke to field some of the questions. Sam, there's a question here that says, what measures, let me put it here. How can I strengthen my customer relationship strategy, Sam? How can I strengthen my customer relationship strategy? If you can start. Sam, you're muted. We can't hear you.
Sorry. Yeah. So thank you very much. I have had a good time sharing these lessons with all the participants. So I'm very happy that we have had that time. We have, for those who are in sales, we have a free course that we call Salesperson's Guide to Surviving COVID. You are free to access it. I'm sharing the link right there at the chat box so that you can always enroll for that course. There's no cost for it. It's our value that we are helping the sales profession and sales professionals even during this time. You'll find it valuable. How can I strengthen relationships with my customers? One of the things that I have seen many businesses do is they are very tactical when it comes to many aspects of sales and even managing customers. My recommendation is that we need to be very strategic. And how do you become strategic? Is having an end that we have on when we are engaging a customer or when we are building this relationship with a customer. At what point what is the end goal? The end goal is that, let's say, if I am offering certain probably input to their business, I would want them to think of me as a partner rather than just as the cheapest supplier. When you're the cheapest supplier, you are more of the person they come to just for transactions. So you have a very clear goal of what it is you want to have. And so my recommendation is that you need to have an end goal. Once you have the end goal, then you can come up with the various initiatives that you are going to take in building that relationship to bringing it to that level that you want. So you don't try to build relationship for the sake of relationship. you want to have an end goal in that relationship. You would want them, I usually say, I would want, probably I want the customer that I am working with, before they engage on anything, even if it's not what I offer, they would call me and ask me, what do you think about it? That means they are not looking at me just as a transactional vendor. They are looking at me as a partner who can help them. But I know, because I don't know exactly the business, we can engage offline and we can discuss more of very practical steps that can be taken to build relationships in a specific business. Because how you build business relationship if you're a restaurant is very different from how you build relationship if you are a supermarket, or if you are supplier maybe to a manufacturing firm.
Thank you very much, Sam, for that comment. I think the last question I want to answer today is, how do I connect with customers who I have ignored for many years? So I have some customers, but I have not engaged them for many years. How do I connect with them?
An interesting question. If you could see, this is how I look out for. When I have dealt with that situation, the first thing I check in is if in my team, is there any person who still exists in the team who interacted with that person or that client those years back. If I can allocate, I can find those ones. So the first thing is to find all those ones that I have had, and there is someone who still is within who had an interaction with them. I would ask them to get back in touch with them. So if and what you do is to think of what would be the point of contact. If they bought from us, it could be, we remember you bought from us 3 years ago, this particular item. We are calling to check with you how it has served you, if you still have it, or if you replaced it with something else, and if you replaced it, what was the reason behind replacing or doing away with it. So that can be a point of conversation, or starting a conversation, because here you're talking about restarting the conversation. If it's someone who we don't even know who it is within our organization served them or even interacted with them, then you'd want to engage them and see, or allocate them to someone within the organization who is currently there, and ask them to look for a point of conversation. For example, I can take out and see these people. I know why. This one stopped buying from us because we mishandled them. The person can even call them and say, yeah, we noticed you stopped buying from us. Probably there are certain challenges we had. I'm calling to inform you we have addressed some of those challenges that made you stop doing business with us. And I would be happy to come and have a conversation with you, or we can plan to have a conversation on phone. So those are some of you look out for conversation starters. I think that's the most important that I can answer here. Of course, there are many other things that you can do, but look out for what would be the conversation starter, and then we can take up from there. There are some you can go, if you offer a product that you can go and service, probably you can go and offer a free service to whatever, if it's an equipment you sold. That can be a point of starting.
All right. Thank you very much, Sam, for those particular tips. For our participants, I am now going to have to close this webinar. It's been a real blessing having you around with us. Phil Muhia, I can see you've said you are running Fine Safaris. If you're looking for travel and planning and consulting, please contact Phil Muhia. We are going to post that right there on your chat. So that you can be able to connect with Phil Muhia. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for joining us. We have come to the absolute end of our webinar with you today, and we are going to wish you a good afternoon and see you in 2 weeks. Please stay in touch with us on our media handles. That is at Family Bank Online and at Sandbox, to be able to see what other things we have in store. We shall definitely send you an email and an SMS alerting you on our next topic in 2 weeks' time. Thank you very much for joining us. Do have a good afternoon. And please make sure next time you bring someone with you. Goodbye,
If
and
there's a question from
God
Taslin,
bless you.
we will get in touch with her.
All right, okay. Taslin will get in touch with you. Okay, so the team on the back, if you could be able to stop the Facebook Live, and then we shall stop this experience as well.